This is history. You've seen this in Venezuela. You've seen this in Germany. You've seen this all over the world where countries start out with early socialist movement that will give you free, the government will take care of you, and then the money runs out.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Welcome to part 2 of Around Will County's episode, Nostalgic Community Spirit, with special guest star, Steve Nelson. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, concerns, or suggestions, please drop us a note in the comments.
That will.
I used those last night when I was doing a little homework. So I put in
For the podcast today?
Yeah.
Really?
So I
You
got
did homework for this?
Chat GPT. Yeah, I didn't do it in high school, but I actually will do it now.
Hey, you got to pick up your game over here,
I know,
Tyler.
I know.
Yeah.
But I used multiple ones, and it would spit out, like, I would ask it, what would be a good subject for a Will County podcast or something, you know, ask it questions like that. And
What'd
Chat
it say?
GPT sent out a whole list of, most of it was like, we have Route 66 coming through Will County.
Yeah.
We have this in Will County. Good small towns, nice, you know, and it kind of laid out just a general things are going on in Will County.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, it always ask you, is there more that you would like me to dig into? Is there more of this? And then I did it with Gronk, and it spit out a little bit different answers than they did. But then you can be more specific, because then you can start telling them, no, I want to know more about, like with me, I was checking in like all the warehouses that are in Will County now.
Okay.
So it spit out, what would you like to know about them? And I put in, how did we get in the situation that we have thousands upon thousands of semis tearing our roads up every day, ruining Will County? How did we let this happen? And one would spit out these answers, and one would spit out these type of answers, and they were somewhat similar to what they were spitting out.
Money?
It, without using names, basically it said, Will County Board did everything they could to make it as easy as possible for these big corps to come in and start throwing these warehouses in. They bent rules. They did whatever they could to make sure that these people came here and built these warehouses on the premise that you're going to have tons of new jobs. Farmland collects almost no taxes. You're going to get all this extra tax money, blah, blah, blah. And so municipalities like Elwood and Wilmington and Joliet and Romeoville, you know, everybody, Bolingbrook, starts throwing these things in everywhere. And then next thing you know, the farmland's all getting eaten up. You got semi-traffic up the hind end. You can't even drive on 55 or 80 anymore. It's the two. It was, again, it was in some of the information I got on there. It said 55 through our area, Will County, and Route 80 coming through our county is the two most dangerous roads in the whole state.
Isn't that something?
Through our area. There's more deaths, more wrecks, more all that, and it's mostly generated by the semi-traffic.
Sure, I'm sure it is.
And that was one of the downfalls of allowing all this. And like in Wilmington, they destroyed all of our roads. They destroyed 53. They're already redoing 53. And it was to the point you couldn't even drive. Well, you know, because you drive up and down that road all day long.
Quite a bit.
And it was, you couldn't even drive on it. You couldn't drive in the right lane because it was so torn up from the semi-traffic.
Got a little story about that. About 53. I was in your restaurant having lunch, and a young gentleman came back, and he was the manager of that project from the construction company that had that project to restore.
Oh, to resurface?
Yeah. And I said, I have a question. Now, you guys dug down and about 12 inches, but you filled that back up with about 8 inches of blacktop. Instead of, why didn't we just make it all concrete, make it last longer? You know what he said? This is a patch.
Yeah.
They've already decided that in 8 years, they're going to tear it up and rebuild the whole thing again.
Really?
So we're patching it for now.
Band-aids.
Band-aids. Instead of
it was a crappy job. You know, I mean, I just drove on it, I think a couple of days ago, and I told my wife, I said, because we were gone through some of the time when they were doing it, but as we were driving, because my son lives in Manhattan, so we're up and down that road all the time.
Sure.
And I'm like, man, they're doing just a really crappy job.
Patch. It's a patch.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it right.
Exactly.
and being
kicking-
done with it.
Kicking the can down the road.
There you go, kicking it down. Yeah. Speaking of Obamacare,
Hmm.
speaking of Obamacare and the healthcare, they want to just kick that can down the
Yep.
road 3 years. That's the Democrat answer.
Yep.
Let's just kick that can.
Well, they're
Hey,
hoping the Democrats to be running things by then. And they don't
Well,
have to do
well,
anything.
well.
Won't even come up again.
If Trump don't learn to play a little nicer, a little nicer. Look, we all think we're in a much better place now than if Kamala Harris was president.
Oh yeah.
And
That goes without saying.
Fall on my knees every day and thank God that we did not allow her to be elected our president.
Can you just imagine?
No, I can't even imagine.
The sad thing is, it seems to a lot of people that we've always been thrown in these elections into a choosing between the lesser of their two evils.
Yeah.
The quality of the candidates, sometimes, not all the time, we get some good candidates, but people tend to think, why do we always have to choose from the lesser of two evils?
Yeah. Well, I want to be clear here because I'm a Republican and I support our president and I want him to do well. And I supported Biden when he was our president. I don't think wanting him to, go down in flames is best for America. And I don't want that for Trump to go down in flames. But Don, if you're listening, you could just cool the rhetoric a little bit and be a little more
A
presidential.
little more statesman.
Yeah, we would all appreciate that. You would just be so much more. Now, who knows? Who knows? Maybe 50 years from now, they'll look back at Donald Trump as the American patriot who saved our country, right? I mean, who knows?
Never know.
Who knows?
He's certainly doing a better job than the other guys.
Yeah. I think at a certain point, the crazy ass stuff that comes out of his mouth is a starting point for negotiation.
Okay,
So
elaborate on that a little bit.
Yep.
Give me an example.
He always does that, though. That's his game plan.
that's his game plan.
Yeah,
he
he
comes
always
out
does
with
that.
something wild,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, oh my God, we just got rid of one guy that, dementia or whatever. Biden had.
I think everything is a starting
And now we
point
got
with
another
Trump.
guy.
This is my starting point, and then everything's in a negotiation with him. He's a business guy. That's what he thinks.
Yeah.
That's how he works his life.
If it works,
It's the way he's done it for his whole business career, and it worked for him. He's a billionaire. He did well, and that's how he does things. I think, the Chinese know that. They know it. They know when he's going, like with Canada. We want you to be it was all, let's start with really pissing everybody off. Let's get this thing. Everybody's talking about it. He likes that.
Yeah.
He likes stirring the pot, get it going, and then all of a sudden it works down, and then they're going, well, at least he didn't take over our country. Let's just do this. And they hit a middle
there's
road,
method to the madness. is
and
what you're
that's the
saying.
way the guy works.
What do you mean he's going to buy Greenland?
Yeah.
Well, no, we're going to come in and buy Greenland. It's worth this much.
Well, there's only 200 people there. I mean, let's be honest.
Well,
There's 200 people. We can
but
take
we've
over
got
Greenland
we've
tomorrow.
got a Space Force base there that needs
Yes.
to stay there.
Well, we do, but
And
there's
Going to be there now.
so
for a
there
while.
again. There's a method to his
There's a
madness.
method to
You know what
his
I mean?
madness.
There is a strategic value of having
He
Greenland.
knew we weren't going
Yes.
to buy Greenland.
Did he really know, Steve? Did he?
If he thought he could get away with
really?
it,
Yeah.
he would have tried
Did he? I mean,
But when there was enough, people going, "Hey, you're not serious with this, are you?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, I am. We want it. We're not going to take it from him, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure that they want to be a United States citizen." It's a starting point.
but see, to me, then you're trying to make me believe there's someone that pulls him aside and goes, "Don, we can't really buy Greenland. Just so you know, we can't do that." Yeah, I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is.
I would think that
think
he's
he-
got smart enough people there that are telling him that, and he's going, "I know that."
Oh, I wish that was true. I hope that's true. I hope that's true.
I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that, Steve. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, right now with these boats, blowing up coming out of Venezuela.
I'm all for it.
Well,
I'm all for it.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
But you got two trains of thought on it. And I think the majority of people, even though they may not like the method he uses, here's a guy that's finally doing something.
Doing
to stop
something.
the drug
Yes.
trafficking, which is behind most of the crimes,
Yeah.
a good portion of the crimes in this country.
100%.
The deaths and
Cost to healthcare,
Yeah.
death to families,
So it's like,
drug
I'm
overdose.
going to close my eyes and, shut my ears off, and you do it, Don. I'm not going to like it, but when it's all said and done, you're going to be the hero.
Yeah.
If it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for it. Look, we've been.
I am too.
Yeah. We've had how many, I've been, unfortunately, that person that put the 14-year-old child in a body bag because they overdosed on heroin. And we talk a lot about drugs. I don't think our government has ever been serious about it. And the fact that he's kind of saying, hey, this is an act of war. You're killing my American people. You're bringing your drugs into my country, and I'm going to kill you. I'm okay with it. I really am. And all of these people, we've never, bullshit. We've been killing people in other countries for years. The presidents have been doing that for years. And
just not as
the
public.
applicants for driving those boats is way down, I understand. They're really having a hard time finding people for that job, is my understanding.
You want to go fishing with me?
You want to go fishing? Yeah, right. So God bless them. God bless them. And did we not just take an oil tanker yesterday? Full of oil?
Yeah.
When's the last time we did that?
I have a friend that from Puerto Rico, and he's been here for 30. Nice guy, but he keeps in touch with people back home.
Yeah.
And he says that the people back in Puerto Rico said that they have never seen this much military activity on the island of Puerto Rico in their lifetimes.
Okay.
As far as the Navy base, the Air Force bases, the amount of men that are now stationed on the island.
Yep.
What are we
half our
getting
Navy
ready
fleet
to
is over
invade?
there. It would take about an hour to take over Venezuela. Okay, it really would. It'd take about an hour.
That's what they said about Vietnam.
Well, no. Number one, I don't think there's boots on the ground. We bomb the hell out of it and we move in. But
it's all jungle.
Whatever. Just bomb it.
Presidential palace. That's it. All you got to do is take them out because everybody else hates them anyway.
Right.
But I think they said the other day that a third of our Navy is now in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a third. Yeah. And you know what? They got to do something. They're on the payroll. Let's move them to warm weather.
It's where Trump starts. We're going to put all of our military force sitting off the shore. We're going to give you an option. You can either leave. You're either going to start doing things our way or we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
And if that don't fly, he'll figure out something. He's going to scare the crap out of everybody. He's going to move in all the troops. We're going to start blowing your ships up, stopping your oil.
The art of the deal.
The art of the deal.
When it becomes such a pain that all these people that are in that country, who are the rich guys that have all the money, see that they're all losing. You can bet that the CIA and these folks have gone in there and they're going, we're going to put a stop to all your money. None of you are going to have any money. Unless maybe you guys take a point and go get him out of the office, get somebody in there that'll listen to us. Everything will just slow down. And you guys want to still make $1 billion a year selling drugs? Just don't sell in the United States. You guys all stay in power. We want him gone.
I have a theory here, and I really do about this. I think we're going to find out in the not so distant future that Venezuela has been working with Russia or working with China and kind of
like Cuba.
Bay of Pigs. 100%. And exactly like Cuba. Yeah. And I think Trump knows that, and I think he's found out. And I think he's saying, not in my backyard. We're not going to put nuclear weapons off that Venezuelan coast. And I think that's really the motivation here. I think, how do you cut the money? The drugs, the oil.
Monroe Doctrine, I think.
Is that what it was?
Wasn't that initially to keep European powers out of
the Western
out of our neighborhood? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to find out down the road. I don't think and that Mandola or whatever that guy is, he's corrupt. He's worth billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Venezuela should be one of the richest countries in the world, and they have people eating out of garbage cans. I think he's corrupt, taking all the money. And Trump's saying, hey, enough. I'm all for it, 100%. We're America.
He got voted out. He got voted out, and I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's got the military. He's got all the money.
Yeah. I guarantee you, one good bomb, half those military people become.
They'll be switching like
that.
Yeah. Answer me this. You've worked with a college age crowd for several years, high school age crowd. Venezuela used to be one of the wealthiest countries
20
in
years
the Western
ago,
Hemisphere.
Right? 20, 25 years. It wasn't that long ago.
But they wanted to become socialist.
Well,
so then they
have
became
you heard
socialist.
of New York? Have you heard of New York City?
Why do the younger generation and the affluent white liberals
because they have a better
socialism
message than getting up and going to work every day and being American and working hard for your money. If it's free,
the education.
It's free, Dr. Egan. And New York is going to be handing out gold bars and steak sandwiches. It's all free in New York, but until the bill comes due.
And then Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money.
There you go.
Exactly.
There
That's
you
exactly
go.
what it is. When you run out of other
Yeah.
people's money, it all falls apart.
But look, historically, this has happened. That's why I started earlier with, if people don't wake up, this is historic. You've seen this in Venezuela. You've seen this in Germany. You've seen this all over the world, where countries start out with early socialist movement that will give you free, the government will take care of you, and then the money runs out.
Yeah.
And then what do? The problem we have in our world right now is America is the last place for freedom and democracy, and people can work hard, and corporate government.
And you don't have to work hard. You could be one of the 42 million Americans on the SNAP program, 1 out of 8.
42
people.
million?
42 million. Of those 42 million, there's 186,000 Social Security numbers of dead people.
Yeah.
So what's that work out to per person?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Well, there's roughly
But
330.
the problem is with the
Ask Gronk,
Social
he'll know.
Security numbers
Yeah.
is the Social Security numbers, it's what's linked to benefit programs and how they get money through their NGOs
Sure.
to the dead people.
Sure.
And 500,000 people are receiving benefits from more than one state. And some people are receiving benefits in as much as 6 states.
And that's what's only the ones they found out about.
Yes.
Good point.
So let's go back, though. When Trump took office and he said, I'm going to shake this place up. For years, we've heard about fraud. For years, we've heard about corruption. For years, we've seen American taxpayer, your money, American taxpayer money being wasted. And he went out and got Elon Musk, who came in. Say what you will about Elon Musk, but he has to be a smart guy. And then he starts Doge. And then Elon Musk found so much fraud that at one point, what did he say?
I can't fix it.
You can't fix this. And what does that say about our country?
And it goes so deep that he didn't want to talk about it on Joe Rogan because he said, I don't want to be killed.
This guy's a billionaire, right? You give me $1 billion, I'm on the yacht with my smoking hot girlfriend, and you'll never hear from me again. But this guy came forward and said, corruption is so deep in America, it can't be fixed. That's crazy.
In his opinion.
That's crazy.
And he's probably right.
And he's
of course
probably
he's right.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
he's right.
And you wonder why some people protest so much. As
Because
Lady Macbeth once
somebody's
said.
benefiting,
He
right?
thinks the lady protests too much.
But somebody's benefiting. Let's bring this down to a local level here in Will County. There's people who are leaders in Will County, and there's people who want these people, even though we know they're, dare I say, corrupt, but there's people who still want them to remain in power because of why they're benefiting, whether it's ghost payrolling, whether it's they've been given a position they probably don't deserve. That's unfortunately become America. And that's the question. When did that happen? When did we get away from the JFK America and move to where we're at today? I have an answer.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Maybe it's always been this way, and it's just that we're becoming more and more aware of it here in the past decade.
So social media and the ability to see real live, live time wars and live time crime and live time, I can get on my Facebook post and post something that my, family in Florida can see immediately. That's definitely made everybody more aware. But what do you think? When did that change from JFK Democrat to where we're at today?
I think it's always gone on.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
They used to
I think
hide it.
this- Yeah.
They've always hidden it. How many times did JFK have women in the White House and they all knew about it? They didn't tell anybody. Everything was kept quiet. Now everybody can find out about everything.
I mean,
Anytime anything goes on, it's always on film or somebody knows something. And I think if you do find out about it, you either get taken away or they give you enough money and you forget about it. I
There's-
think everything is about power anymore. It's all
Power and
about
money.
power.
Money.
Power and money, man.
Power and
That's
money.
what it's all about. And if you're in with the group that's got the power and the money, you shut your mouth and you roll with it and you take care of your kids and your next kid, your grandkids. You're all taken care of. You get connected. You're in like Flynn. And I think it's probably always been that way.
I think there was a certain point too in the past where people weren't as greedy. They took care of themselves. They took care of their family. They created generational for themselves. But they didn't, what is it?
They weren't overly
Pigs go to
blatant.
market, but hogs get slaughtered or something,
Right,
whatever
right.
it is.
Pigs get fat.
Well, the thing of it
Hogs
is
get
back
fat
then,
too.
I don't think that people were doing it and trying to hurt the country. As long as they got wealthy, they didn't care as long as it wasn't hurting
No.
anybody. Today, I don't think they care. They don't care about the country. As long as they're all getting rich and stay in power.
Well,
All these rules that they just passed in the last 4 years with Biden and all these idiotic things they put through there, you would have to think that these people have enough brains to know that a lot of these things are really bad for the country. Did they care? They didn't care. They didn't care. They were making money out and they're staying in power. Staying in power.
and if you can follow the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker or whatever it is, you could make
Yeah.
money too.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Because when you can inside trade, so you kept with the people, the affluent people, you stayed away from the common folk. You didn't take care of the people in your district. They are in San Francisco, crapping on the sidewalk and in tent cities. She doesn't care because that's not who she's hanging around with.
No.
She's hanging around with the people that donate millions of dollars to a campaign to keep her in office, to keep her in power so that she can continue to
Yep.
make those laws.
I think
Yep.
that's an understandable argument, what you just said. If like I hang around with you and Mr. Tyler and all of you guys with too much money, and you guys educate me on what stock to buy. So I might go home and buy my 100 share of Boot or whatever. That's one thing, to be in the right crowd to know what to buy or to what to be a part of, or maybe get a better job. But these people, like I just saw the other day, again, not to pick on AOC, but I think she came into office with literally $62,000 in 2018, and she's now worth $30 million. Now, we could fact check that later. Maybe that's
I
exaggerated.
think you could do that with all of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them are the same.
How can we not just pull their IRS statement and say, how did you go from 600 and AOC, forgive me if it wasn't you, maybe it was somebody else, but how do we go from 600 to, how can we not pull Nancy Pelosi's tax records and hold her accountable? Why, if we can do Senate committee hearings on January 6th, if we can do Senate committee hearings on every other damn thing we waste money on, how can we not do that for Nancy Pelosi?
Because I think they're all doing it. And if they go after her, they're going to come after them. They're going to go, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's not just the
That-
Democrats doing it.
Oh, I don't think it is for a minute.
And
No.
Hillary Clinton, it was cattle investments or something, where she
Yeah.
invested something, made millions of dollars. And when
Cattle.
she was asked about it, she said, well, I'm just a good investor.
Hmm.
Good
Okay.
liar.
Good liar. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just maybe we don't need more gun laws. Maybe we need more laws to keep politicians in check.
But they got to make the laws.
That's
That's the
about-
problem.
That's
How
the
about
problem,
penalties instead of pardons?
Yeah.
How about if you're caught doing something illegal?
It's not illegal.
How about lying? Can we just start there? How about if you're a politician and you get up and lie? There should be consequences.
That's a daily routine for this guy.
Oh my God, we'd be
They've got laws passed so they can say anything they want. Pretty much free from having to back it up.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can have civil penalties, much less criminal penalties.
But God forbid that law enforcement officer goes into the hospital looking for somebody. Man, you better watch your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me how that makes sense.
Well,
Hey, JB,
so
write a law where you can't lie to the public.
we should probably start to circle back to Christmas.
I love Christmas. Favorite time of the year. I love Christmas. And I don't know if you guys
Especially with
noticed.
grandkids. We got small grandkids. so
Okay.
You
it-
guys noticed, though. I'm dressed
Wait,
for Christmas.
uh,
You guys
red
so-
anyway.
dress.
What are your plans? So you've got
We've got
be with the grandkids?
Yeah. Our youngest son his wife's from divorced parents. Our oldest son's wife, her parents are divorced. So every year it was an absolute shit show. Who's going? And it was impossible. So we were talking with some friends of ours who had the same problem. And they go, here's what you do. The Saturday before Christmas, every year, it's ours. That's our date. We don't care what's going on. The whole family is going to get together the Saturday before. So there is no complications. So we started doing that.
Good idea.
And it's worked out so much better. It's not as busy. There's not as much going on. So both sons, the grandkids all come over, my mom and brother. And, we all have we have games. Tina's got a ton of games. And they come in about.
You have the best wife in the world. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no,
No,
Mrs.
she is.
Eaton's number one. I'm sorry. You have the second best wife.
Well,
Seen
that's
as
what
awesome.
she was just here and was telling us how she's making these cookies that look like pine cones, and so she's just busy on this stuff all week. She's got like 14 games already lined up, and she hides lottery tickets all over our house. So she's hiding lottery tickets. She does all these different games. So it's really fun. They come in the morning, they stay all day, don't leave till 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And then come Christmas, we do nothing because they're all gone. But uh, we really look forward to it. Yeah. And when we leave for South Carolina in August, when we left, she already had the entire house decorated for Christmas. The Christmas tree was up, all the lights were up. The entire house was decorated in August. And I'm like closing the curtains at night because she's lighting the Christmas tree and stuff. I'm going, the neighbors are going to think we're out of our freaking mind.
I think you just got to leave it up year round now.
Wow.
You might as
Well, I
just
do
leave
live
it
in
up.
Wilmington. That might not be.
Well, come on. The Christmas spirit year round. We could use more of that.
Oh, she drives me crazy on this stuff. But it's, I look at when our kids got older and, Christmas isn't the same. So while the grandkids are small, it's like, don't be stupid. You better enjoy this because you only get so many years of the kids being tiny and loving Christmas. And we have a 14-month-old one right now. So we're just really looking forward to her ripping, trying to rip everybody else's gifts open and then throw them out of the side and just go play with a box in the corner.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Tina spent probably $1,000 on gifts and then she won't play with any of them. She'll go over to the next kid and like her toy better.
Or the box.
Or the box.
Or the bow and the paper. She'll rattle the paper. Yeah.
But that's the good stuff right now. So we really want to just enjoy it.
Yeah, that's for sure. What about you, Doctor? Are you working?
Probably.
Yeah, Mrs. E.
But getting back
going
to
the hospital to hang out and no. Yeah.
Getting back to the favorite gifts. Can't remember if it was a birthday or Christmas or something, but everybody's getting these toys for the 1 or 2 year old. And the 1 or 2 year old's favorite toy, my mother on the way to the dinner had a empty water bottle, bent over, picked 3 rocks in it, closed it up, handed it to the it's also that's all the baby played with.
Yeah.
Was this empty plastic water bottle with these rocks in it.
God damn it, Doctor, that's $1 million idea. You're just now bringing this up. Where have you been for 40 years?
Same guy came up with the pet rock.
Yeah, the pet rock 40 years ago.
She was
I've
a
known you
teacher
for
for 30 years. She knew what kids want.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't care.
They don't care.
At that age,
Making noise, crunching it, shaking it.
Perfect. Yeah.
Maybe loved it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to just embarrass Jim for just a second.
Oh, I'll get a beer.
No, it's all right. A lot of people don't realize this, but I've watched Jim with the holidays. And his situation is Will County Deputy Sheriff. He would go out. That's not going to help you. I'm still going through with the story.
I'm trying.
He would sometimes come across families that were in need. And Jim took it upon himself with several of his other fellow deputies, Will County, to get money together out of their own pockets to buy gifts to help people in need. Now, he never says anything about this. I've never said anything about it. I think I'm going to just embarrass him because he's wearing a tie here today. But he does things like that. Been with him when somebody couldn't pay for their own coffee or something. I won't mention names but some of the people I don't know. But I've watched him do things, and he does it silently. He's not one of these guys that has a long arm that's always patting himself on the back for doing this stuff. He does it. That's just who he is.
Well, thank you, Mr. Tyler.
It's that time of the year.
It's.
I mean, that's a side people don't see.
Just to plug the Marines, I know at the brewery we always do a big box that we put in there for people to come in and give gifts. And then one of our bartenders is and was Subaru. And Subaru's got a great program that they distribute clothes and things for families all over the country.
I take back everything I said about Subaru,
It
by the
it
way.
is
Go
one
ahead.
company
Yeah.
that does nice stuff about that, and he owns a Subaru,
Yeah.
and, he's got a giant box in the brewery for people to bring in and dump off different kinds of presents and gifts, and then we have a tree in there too from, Kuzma, where you can pull a tag off the tree and you get pick maybe a 10-year-old girl and you bring an unwrapped gift. So we've got like 3 or 4 different of those programs going down there right
Yeah.
now. So anybody that's looking to do something that's nice to help somebody out. Uh, Almost all the businesses, around Region Morris, wherever you're at, they're going to have boxes and
Yeah.
things where it makes it very, very easy to go out and help somebody without actually physically having to know somebody that needs a
Yeah.
gift. It's easy to do. It's
And
easy to do.
I call him Subaru. What's his name? John Michael or John or what's the kid that works for you that does that?
I don't know if he wants me to say.
Go ahead, say it. Who cares? I'm saying it. J. Michael, or I can look it up. What is it? He's a good kid. He does a good job because he does donate a lot of time and a lot of effort.
His name's Jay.
Jay,
Yeah,
yeah, raises money, and
he's
he
very,
really is a
very
good
good
kid.
with that stuff. And I've always knew, Subaru is a great car. I drive by their factory going to South Carolina because they make them in Indiana, which is also nice. They're made here. And he's always got something going on with
Yes.
that company, and they're always very, very good about going back to the areas that you're selling their vehicles. They give back.
Mhm.
And I don't own a Subaru. I don't plug them for anything, but just knowing Jay, um,
Yeah.
he's really into
Yeah.
these things, these different organizations, and bringing gifts and
Yeah.
stuff in there. And I know he's got it all over our website too. So if
Yeah.
you go into like Old School Brewing or any of them, um, they can shoot you in a direction of who needs what.
Yeah.
Kuzma Care needs some stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Jay
It
does a
is.
great job, and thank you, Mr. Tyler. That was very nice of you to bring that up. But I do have to say
Just
that's
the
law
truth.
enforcement in general. I think if the people really saw what law enforcement does, they think we're out there arresting bad guys, which we need to do more of. Um, but the generosity and the hardworking men and women in law enforcement, 99% are great, hardworking men and women who really care about their community.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I'm one of those people, and I love giving back to the community. I've been very blessed in life. Every year, I try to find a family or two and get a couple deputies together, and we try to take care of them quietly. And you've been very generous. You've donated to that cause as well. So as much, you give me credit, I think you deserve credit as well. But I also want to say our FOP does a great job. We have a benevolent fund. Just last week, we did shop with a sheriff, which is ironic because we've never seen the sheriff there. But it should, we go out and take underprivileged children and take them shopping, and not we, but the FOP does. And those people who are on that board do a great job. And really in life, that's what it's all about, is
Yeah.
helping those less fortunate. And I think we all agree, around this time of the year, it's nice. It feels good to give back. It really does. Quietly.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you saying something, but thank you. But that's law enforcement in general, and
Just,
firemen,
just the truth
first responders.
needed to be said.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Very nice of you.
Well, thank you, everybody. I think that we should consider wrapping this thing up. Any final
Has
words?
Has it been 3.5 hours already?
It's been a while.
I'm
It
watching
goes
the
so quick
snow
all the
from the
time.
ground outside there.
Yeah, it does go by quick.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyler, what do you got?
Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
All your tires up on that Subaru. Steve, thank you for coming out, sir. What do you got?
You can follow me home.
It's if anybody that listens to this in the next couple of weeks, you want everybody to have a good holiday, and hopefully everybody can be with family. And if you can, find the different places around you where you can donate.
Yes.
And this is the time of year where a lot of people are in need. We have I think it's called the Caring Closet. It's on the way into work every morning, and they have a dump off area there, and they don't charge for anything you dump off. It's all free. And I think Thursday mornings, a lot of that place is just packed. And like if you have any old winter clothing, coats and things like that, if you got a Caring Closet in your neighborhood, I went down there and gave a bunch of coats about 2 weeks ago. and they come right out. They pull that stuff out of the donation boxes and they line it all up out front. And then they have an area inside as well. And if you need stuff, you just come and they give it to you. It's all free. So it's another great organization. If you got one in your area, it's this time of year especially, it's a great spot because people unfortunately don't have enough money. They'll go there and get gifts for their kids there too. Yeah. So if you got anything, look for those areas. It's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And again, you say at the Route 66 Brew Pub and Nellie's, you can stop in. There's a tree, and
Yeah, we've got a couple of boxes in there where you can just take unwrapped gifts and then put them in the box, and then they distribute those, to people in need. I don't always know, and it's hard to know who actually really needs the stuff. And these guys are much better at it than me, knowing
yeah,
who needs it. And Kuzma Care in Wilmington too is another great one because they know.
yeah,
We used to deliver the groceries and stuff for them, and the need got to be so great at this time of the year. They had to go away from just me and my guy in a truck driving around because we'd have 50 families that we would take turkeys to and stuff. And it's like 250 now.
isn't it?
So they get it now where you go in there and you pick it all up, and they've got all the food lined up, and they know who you are, and you come in, you tell them who they are, and they just pass you 6, 7 bags of groceries, and they also know how many kids you have, what their ages are, if they're girls and boys. So those boxes that are scattered all around, they'll take those gifts in. The ones for a 10-year-old girl, they know who's got the 10-year-old girls, and those boxes are in those bags. They
Yeah,
do a great job.
yeah.
Just a fantastic job of that.
How many years has Kuzma Care been around in Wilmington? That's
Oh,
been
it's
a
been a
long
long,
time.
yeah, it's been a long
30,
time.
40
And,
years anyway?
man, I don't remember exactly when it was. Sister Mary Ann Ellen. She was one of the last nuns that was still at St. Rose Church in Wilmington, the Catholic Church. And I'd known her since, well, in fact, she taught me when I was in first grade. And she's just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful woman. She was the only one still living at the convent there in town. All the other nuns, they're all gone. And she got to the point where she hit a certain age and you had to leave. But she was the one that started that. They had a little house there in back of the church, back of the school, and they switched that thing over. And it was her. She's the one that got that all rolling. Man, I don't know, Dick, if it was 15, 20 years ago or what it was, but they've got it down to a science
At
now. They're
least.
really good at it.
Yeah.
I
Really
know
good
it's
at it.
more than 25 years.
So
It could be.
if I could jump in real quick, the other thing I do want to point out at Old School Brewery, Road 66 Brew Pub. Am I saying that correctly?
Old school
Old
brewing.
School Brewery.
Yeah.
It's right there on Bridge, 414 Bridge or
214.
214
Bridge
Bridge,
Street.
right there
yeah.
downtown Wilmington. They do a fantastic job where they have a board, and anybody that goes in there, if you want to buy law enforcement a drink, you can buy it and they'll mark it down on that board. Next time I go in, it's free. So you can buy me a drink by preloading free drinks on his board. I just want to throw that out there. It is Christmas time and giving, and so
Or if you happen to be somebody who deserves one, like a teacher or military.
those guys too. Yeah. So you can pre-buy drinks,
Or you could put it on there and go, law enforcement except Jim.
except Jim. I've had, but no, that's a neat idea. I really like that. So if you're
We
a
picked
nurse,
that
yeah,
idea up out of state at a brewery somewhere.
totally cool. Totally
It was
great
a,
idea.
a great idea. We asked them, I said, what is that all about? And they said, it's like going to a Starbucks and buying the person behind you their
Yeah.
coffee or whatever.
Yeah,
So they'll come in and, it's mostly law enforcement, teachers, military.
it is awesome. Yeah, what a great idea. And before we let you go, I have to back up a little bit because you talk about 25 years ago and Kuzma College and the history of Wilmington, and you cannot leave here today. You cannot leave here today without telling me the story of Blinky and Pushy, or what was it? You,
They had many names. Dick's
I
already
know what we're
laughing.
talking about.
Yeah.
You know, who are we talking about?
Pushy and Steery,
I
Blinky
Pushy
and
and
Still.
Steery.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So, what is the story behind in Wilmington? Pushy?
Pushy and Steery. They had multiple names, but back when things weren't woke, you could say some things that maybe not so much
So these
today.
were
But
nicknames.
yeah. Everybody in Wilmington's got a nickname. We were talking about this.
Everybody
before.
has a nickname.
Everybody in
What's your
Wilmington's got
nickname?
a nickname. Nellie.
Now, that
And-
worked out well.
The story started out with, we were in Mexico with Dave Ramp, another Wilmington guy who's got a nickname. He's Ramcore. And there was 4 Wilmington guys sitting at a table, and there's this guy from Iowa or Nebraska. He was from Nebraska. He's at the table, and he's been married forever, and he just a really, really super nice guy. And he was there for like a week with us. And towards the end of the week, we're all sitting there drinking beers at the little bar at night, and after a week, he goes, is there anybody in your town that has a name? He goes, is there anybody in your whole town that has a name? And we're all looking at one another going, he's kind of right. It seems like almost everybody I know, the old neighborhood, it was Rupert, Chin, No, Alpo, Whitey, Nutter, Nell. Everybody goes by that nickname for the whole rest of your life. You will be called that nickname in Wilmington
Yes.
forever. So as that story was going on, we were talking about, I think it was an aunt who came to town, and she came in through town. She goes, I seen the darndest thing coming into town. There was this guy pushing somebody in his wagon. And we're going, well, that's Pushy and Steery. She goes, what in the hell is Pushy and Steery deal? We go, well, Steery is a guy. He had no legs, and he had rubber tires wrapped around his stumps. And the other guy was
born
blind.
that way. Born that way.
Oh,
with the
boy.
tires.
I
with the
wouldn't
tires,
think
no.
so back then, because both legs were
I'm a
gone,
tire
and
guy.
they were stumps like above the knee stumps.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do anything, so he would ride in this red wagon. He lived with a guy who was blind. And so they were a good pair. The guy who was blind would push him in town every day in this red wagon along 53, come in town, and Angelo's Liquor and different places were right there. So it was maybe about a half-mile push, down the road, but what do you call them? Pushy and Steery. And they were a fixture in town for years and years and years. And I forget which one of them died first, but when he died, the other one was right after him. They lived together.
Wasn't it an automobile accident that somebody hit them?
I can't remember how he lost his legs, but I'm sure it was something like that, because it wasn't like one was long or short. They were both cut off like
no, I don't
way
mean
up
how
here.
he lost his legs as much as the death of
How they died?
both of them. I thought, and once again, it's going back into the 1960s or early 70s.
Well, yeah, they were still around in the 70s. I think probably towards the early 80s they were gone, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know once one was gone, you didn't see the other one because they couldn't get around without the other. Yeah. And then, of course, we had all these other characters that were in town at the same time. And my aunt that come into the house, she comes into my mom and she goes, is there anybody normal in this town at all? And that's how the subject come up. The other guys are going, is there anybody in your town that has a name?
Mm-hmm.
It's an unusual, quirky little town.
It is.
Only have a little over 5,000 people. We all know one another. We all grew up together. So it's another reason why we like coming back here and staying, because it's a great little town.
Well, nicknames stick if they have an
do.
element of truth to them, right? I mean, that's how you get a nickname, right? There's got to be a little something in there that has a little bit of truth to it. Like my brother Mike, his nickname is Hollywood.
I didn't know
Hollywood.
that.
Yeah. Mike used to help me in the construction company, and he was always a policeman at Joliet, retired from Joliet as a sergeant. But in his off days, he would come help me with the construction company. And, I'd say, Mike, we'll be, 8 o'clock tomorrow if you could show up. And so Mike would roll in about 10 o'clock, and have a coffee in one hand and a cigarette in the other. And for 4 hours, Mike would sit there and point or direct the guys how to work. And then about 3, 4 o'clock, he would roll out of there with a beer in his hand.
There you go.
Mike was the only guy that ever came to work, but he left cleaner than when he got there. So I gave him the name Hollywood, and trust me, the guys picked right up on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Hollywood, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I got an older brother, Donnie Hoss. Looks just like Hoss from Ben Cartwright. Yeah.
Dan
He's a
Bonanza.
big, Dan Black.
I met Jim's both your brothers.
Yeah. So those nicknames got to have a little element of truth to them.
Like, there's a reason you picked him up. One guy's name is called I don't want to say his Kurt, and they always call him Chop Shop. And
Stolen
when we were
cars.
Kinda. Well,
Yeah.
one of
I think I know
the ways that, you know Curdy, you know
I know
Curdy.
Kurt, yeah.
we were one of the guys had gotten married, and after the wedding, there was this old station wagon. I don't even remember whose it was, but they were all liquored up after the wedding. Kurt still had tux and stuff on. They went back to the house, and Kurt got cutting torch off and cut the top off the car. So yeah, so the next day they were driving around town with Kurt's burned up tuxedo hanging from the antenna, and then the top's gone off the car, and those burned up tuxedo hung in RTM's the old pub.
Oh, yeah.
They hung on the wall there for years and years and years. Yeah. So it was another great
Nothing like
great
that.
Wilmington story.
Small town living, right?
Yeah. You know what? And back then, the Wilmington Police Department was very much like now. They're really good with the locals. And Chief Lyons at the time, he put up with more crap from us, the stupid stuff that would go on in town that they would let slide, because we weren't tearing anything up and doing ridiculously terrible stuff. But when he had cut the top off that car, one of the reasons he cut it off because Catfish Days was coming up, and so we got in that car for the Catfish Day parade and had we had water balloons, old fire extinguishers that we filled up with water and shooting it out of the car at people. And then one year we filled up the back of this car with water and had went out and bought a lot of like goldfish. And instead of throwing candy, we threw goldfish out to the, and
Nice.
and the Wilmington Police would just go, I just hate these guys. She was like, next year you guys better not do that. Next year you guys better not do that. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Small town.
Yep.
Couldn't do that today. Doctor, what do you got? I know you want to wrap this up. We're holding you up here to wrap this up. What do you got? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Everybody. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I thought Santa Claus was stopping by here today, but we'll just maybe hope for the best for Christmas Eve.
Maybe got picked up by the ice.
Ice. Yes, there's a joke in there somewhere we
I
probably
know.
should stay away from. Doctor, great job. Great job again.
And thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
out.
Steve. Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dick. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Great to see you every
Thank
time.
you.
And
Yes.
Bye.
And our IT director, Mrs. Egan.
yes,
Thank you, Mrs. E, for everything.
for
Merry
yeah,
Christmas.
Everybody owes so much to her.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's
and
get
Merry
on
Christmas.
that grok unabridged. Let's go.